If you're anything like me, you've had to take and work for everything you've ever wanted. Life's never been easy, and luckily I've had a family that's taught me that early. So let me introduce myself. My name is Edgar, and I just turned 22, and I moved to Orange County, California. The car I wanted to buy was a Mazda Speed 3. My parents told me, look, maximum we'll give you for a car is $500. $500 is not a lot of fucking money when, you graduate in 2021. So I worked about 2.5 years to actually get that car. I was taking your order at the drive-thru type shit. So on top of the drive-thru, I was going to class. Obviously, I was kind of cheating on class. I wasn't taking class as seriously because I knew college was definitely not on the table for me. It just didn't make sense. I didn't have a career path in mind, and that was a big letdown to my mom. I'm not gonna be a lawyer, I'm not gonna be a doctor, and no accountant, none of that shit. No school whatsoever. I didn't do it alone though, so on a whim I moved in with a bunch of guys. I'm talking, I've only known these guys for about 30 days, and we were like, you know what, fuck it, let's move in. So I actually met these guys at an event that an influencer that had a similar mindset as me kind of threw. So this influencer, he does a lot of content based on like picking up girls, basic survival needs for men, physique, fitness, and lots of mentality stuff. Pretty much just chewing up and spitting out what's already out there. So at this event, I started talking to the host, and I bring up the idea of moving into a house with a bunch of like-minded dudes and just grinding it out. Whatever it is, whether it's sales, trades, skills. I know a lot of people did like video editing, personal branding, stuff of that nature. That's what I asked the host, and he was like, you know what, bro, you might be onto something. Because he called me 2 months later and he told me, yo, are you in? Or are you out? And I didn't talk about no money. I didn't talk about prices or nothing. I told him, I'm down. I need a change. So that's how we got to Orange County, California. So obviously people have different goals, different paths, and it just so happened to be that, he wanted to pursue something else and the house wasn't his main focus anymore. So he kicked us all out. We're still cool with the dude. I'd still be cool with doing business with him, potentially have a insight for him to grow on, as long as we talk one-on-one as a man, or even as a group with all the boys, but there is no hard feelings at all. I fuck with the dude, and I wish him nothing but luck, and obviously success. But now we got a new fucking group. So we're grinding for inner peace, wisdom, healthy relationship. Mission is to build yourself physically, spiritually, emotionally, and we're all doing it through God. Everyone at the house believes we were kicked out for a reason. I honestly believe this type of path is something you're chosen for. This chose us. We are the chosen 5. One thing that stuck with me as a kid is mud is thicker than blood. And it all starts right here in the mud. And boy, have me and my boys been through some fucking mud. So we're already a year in. Last year we didn't record, but this year we want to change that up and we want to get all our wins on camera. But more importantly, we're going to get our L's. L's is what you learn the most from. And there's gonna be a lot of fucking L's. See, if you want to learn and grow with us, you better fucking subscribe. We're grinding our asses off, so we're gonna make it. So you might as well just follow the journey and gain something from it. We already host events. Some of the events include workshops, classes, sparring, workouts, runs, picking up girls, just hanging out with the boys overall. Let's get into the chosen 5. Obviously, we're open to suggestions, so let us know in the comments what type of name we should throw up for the YouTube, Instagram, website, all that sort of stuff. And we're gonna stick with the real Brotherhood for now. Let's get into it. Meet Kevin. Kevin's from Virginia, small town called Lynchburg. If you know anything about Lynchburg, you probably don't. So Kevin has the biggest detailing business in Lynchburg. He started that when he was right about 18 years old. Obviously, he's trying to expand his business and get some money in his pocket and grow overall. I actually have immense respect for Kevin because I know he has the most, if not one of the most, skin in the game. We're talking about a dude that moved across the country, left behind his family. When we picked up Kevin from the airport, he didn't have anything. And to me, that's like a huge sacrifice. Basically, he's all in. Second one up is my personal calculator, Tien. Tien is really good with numbers and he's actually in school right now trying to become an accountant and a CFO for our future and current businesses. But as well as on top of schooling, he runs the car rentals for us. He's good with numbers and he's been running it for over a year now. We already broke 6 figures. Tien is actually a dude I'm really proud of because when I first met him, he was stuck in a relationship. You could say it was simping, but I don't really remember the details. Stuck at an internship, doing school and working. So Tien was a slave. But I mentioned to him, yo, what do you think about this? I gave him some advice here, gave him some advice there, and he changed. He dropped the girlfriend because it was toxic. He dropped the internship because they were just using him for free labor. They weren't even paying him. And then he decided to use his brain somewhere else instead of busting tables down and collecting tips here and there. Completely different dude now. And I give him huge props because he takes advice and he just takes the criticism. Number 3, Ricky. Ricky's a fucking musical genius, a fucking rock star. He plays the bass, the guitar, and the drums. Killer on the drum. Ricky's the oldest of the group, so he has a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience. He's a great DIYer. He's literally sponsored by Milwaukee. I think with the amount of Milwaukee tools Ricky has, he probably has a stock or 2.
He probably owns half the company at this point.
Next one up, we got Raph. He's the man behind the camera right now. He gets my good angles, so I gotta give him props, you know. So Raph actually started off with personal branding, and he built up the host, the influencer to the event, and a couple other guys. But now he's more focused on just doing the content inside the house, as well as a couple other different things you'll see him mention here and there.
I am a videographer, but I figured, why am I building somebody else's business, somebody else's dream, when we have everything that we need here? Now I'm just focusing all my energy and effort onto what we're building.
He's honestly been the one that's pressuring me, like, yo, get this fucking video out. Is this the shit we gotta do? And honestly, I'm here for it. This is some shit that not only us, we can learn from just by looking back our past failures and stuff like that, but you guys can learn from it too. So then that leaves me. I'm the youngest of the 5, and I know cars from A to fucking Z. How many cars we got in the background? 9, 10, and then we got 2 up here.
3?
Most of them don't run, but that's the point. We're getting them fixed up. So what I'm gonna be covering on this channel mostly, obviously maintenance on cars, doing certain projects. I've pulled engines, I've rebuilt engines, transmission. What you guys are really tuning in for is how to build confidence, tips and tricks, how to grow, whether through my failures, my buddy's failures. And that's what we're gonna tune in with all these cars. Because obviously we all make mistakes and we're all just trying to become the best version of ourselves. So we're gonna be going over fitness. I'm not 100% the fittest guy, but I do know a couple things. I know a couple guys as well. And you'll see me grow, see me get leaner, you'll see me get bulkier. I'm really into philosophy. I like to pick people's brains. I like to read certain books, you know, like Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson. Everyone reads David Goggins if you're into David Goggins. A lot of shit he says I resonate with. Turning to God. I wasn't very religious growing up. I was actually kind of forced into it through Catholicism. But you know, obviously that's gonna be something we could talk about on the channel since we're chosen to do through God. Loving yourself, that ties to confidence. I was actually really insecure when I was working jobs. I was kind of bouncing back and forth on jobs. And you know, some girls would like me, some girls would do this and that. But I have a lot of stories where, you know, I came up from a really insecure beginning. And I really do believe a lot of people need to hear that sort of stuff just to be able to look yourself in the mirror and just love yourself as you are. And I got a lot of tips and tricks to not fake the funk, because a lot of people say like fake confidence and it'll come. I got the stuff that truthfully I believe will help you become confident in your own skin. Dating ideology, I've been up and down and all around the dating scene. Raph knows, everyone knows. I've done a lot of shit.
Down, set aside, rotated, inverted.
If you've seen and followed my YouTube channel, I had like guides on dating apps and stuff like that. I've kind of shifted away from that, obviously, but you can do story times. You tell me a story, I tell you a story. But yeah, all that while working on cars, basically. Making money, certain business tips that I've learned. Obviously, I haven't started my business, but that is coming. So stay tuned for that. We'll be dropping that very soon. Credit, I fucking sucked at credit. Like I said, I'm not good with numbers, but we figured it out somehow, and I can give you guys tips on credit. Job search, I know a lot of us are working 9 to 5s. Like I said, we're still in the mud, and I can help you guys get a better job, higher paying job. You know, I can help you guys make money. I've made money flipping cars, stuff like that, detailing, small little side jobs, stuff like that. I've had times where I've had $1 in my bank account. I have that stuff screenshotted in my phone because it keeps me grateful, motivated to keep growing, you know, because I've already been through so much. That's kind of what the real brotherhood is about. We just want to help each other. We just all want to grow. We all want to do it through God and achieve inner peace.
It is going to be completely for free. There's not going to be any course or any promoting or whatever selling you guys. That's not the whole point of this.
You guys are going to learn and grow even if we fail. That's the point. You know, we want to get our failures on camera so you as a third person can see like, oh, he did this. This is where he made a mistake, and how can I avoid doing that? And obviously for us, when we see something like that, we call each other out, and that way we're like, yo, you know what, this guy's onto something, he's right, let me correct that so that doesn't happen again. And that's how we end up growing. That's kind of what we want to implement with this whole thing going on with the camera, and just giving you guys an eyeball into what we're living, and hopefully get to see you guys face to face one day.